just so I will flip this around for a second. So just so you guys know, Pam, what she did when she arrested me, she didn't understand the fundamentals of your right to protest. And so remember, if you guys ever want to take government action against your government, you have a right to redress and petition your government so that you can voice your concerns about the lack of, hey, how you guys doing? About the lack of transparency or justice or accountability that you're getting from your government. So the thing is that, you have to understand, and this is what I always talk about with people, you have to understand the fundamentals of law, of the origin of law. Where did that law come in? Well, it's your First Amendment. And where was it solidified with case law? If you guys listened to Thompson versus Clark, then you heard how that lawyer so brilliantly put the case law back in his face. So the 1963 case of South Carolina versus Edwards versus South Carolina, this case, when you hear the Supreme Court personnel batting it around back and forth with the lawyers and the layout of the case, you truly understand. Now, I've already heard this before, but I'm just showing this for you guys. And you're going to learn how deep your right to protest actually is, how it's ingrained in the Constitution and God-given rights. So I'm going to play this for you guys now. I'm going to read this a little bit. So here's the case right here. This is going to be South Carolina versus Edwards. And we're going to listen to the oral arguments in 1 second here. But first, we're going to learn a little bit about the case is about so that you guys understand what the argument is here. So this is based on the facts of the case. 187 black students were convicted in a magistrate's court of breach of the peace for peacefully assembling at the South Carolina state government. Their purpose was to submit a protest of grievance to the citizens of South Carolina and to the legislature, the legislative bodies of South Carolina. During the course of the peaceful demonstration, the police arrested the students after they did not obey orders to disperse. The students were convicted of breach of the peace after their convictions were affirmed by the state Supreme Court. So it went all the way to the Supreme Court of the state of Alabama, and the students sought further review. They contended that there was an incomplete absence of evidence of the commission of the offense, that they were denied due process of law. And so then this is called the constitutional question. So what these guys down here are going to decide, unelected body of people that we don't get to vote for at all, they're going to decide this constitutional question about our Constitution and our Bill of Rights. And it's going to say, did the arrest and conviction of the marchers violate their freedom of speech, assembly, and petition for redress of their grievances as protected by the First Amendment, by the 14th Amendment, by the First and the 14th Amendment, excuse me. So the conclusion, it was 8-1. Tom Clark was the lone dissenter. And then here's what the answer to the constitutional question is. The Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment allows free petition clause to extend to the states as well as the federal government. In an 8-1 decision authored by Justice Potter Stewart, the court reversed the criminal convictions of the black students. It was clear to the court that in arresting, convicting, and punishing the students under the circumstances disclosed by the record, the state infringed the students' constitutionally protected right of free speech, free assembly, and free petition for redress of their grievances. Justice Clark dissented. And then when you get into the nitty-gritty of the case, sorry about that.
Versus South Carolina. Mr. Greenberg.
May it please the court, this case involves the conviction of 187 Negro students in Columbia, South Carolina for for common law breach of the peace for having engaged in a demonstration at and around the Columbia, South Carolina State House. Here behind me is an aerial photograph of the area in question, which is not in the record, but which counsel for respondent have agreed with us would be helpful for the court understanding of what happened in the case. And I may refer to it during the course of the argument. These demonstrations took place in March of 1960 at the time of the various sit-in and other related demonstrations in the South at that time. And it would be useful at the outset to read the definition of common law breach of the peace, which has been adopted by the Supreme Court of South Carolina. And that appeared in its opinion on page 200 of the record. Its opinion, in turn, quotes American jurisprudence.
So you guys pay attention to the words, because these are the words that you use when you argue in court for your rights. That's why I'm showing this to you. It's really important.
General terms, 200 of the printed record. In general terms, a breach of the peace is a violation of public order, a disturbance of the public tranquility by any act or conduct inciting to violence. It includes any violation of any law enacted to preserve peace and good order. It may consist of an act of violence or an act likely to produce violence. And I stress in that reading the repeated use of the word violence. Now the warrant under which the petitioners were
This is from 1963, so sometimes you can't hear it, you just have to read it.
At page 126.
It just doesn't even,
Page 183.
it's really rough.
Into the record by the court rather than having been copied by the stenographer, and there are some slight immaterial variations at each point. However, for our purposes, the warrant as read on pages 2 and 3 adequate. And it concludes, commencing at the last 3 words on page 2, on the state capitol grounds on a...
So we can barely hear that, and I don't have my bows here. So, no, so my court date is the 28th in Ironton. So I'll be back to Ironton before the 28th. So that's how that's gonna go. And when I come back on the 28th, I'll be getting a place to live and applying for my Ohio residency at that time. So, yeah, you know, I understand that you want to pour doubt into the cup of belief, but we don't take the doubt in this cup. Sorry, you could pour your doubt in someone else's cup, because we don't stop under any circumstances. We don't stop. That doesn't happen. So, do you see? And I'm just going where the most corrupt place in the world, in America, is that I know of. And so Ironton, we start there and we just work our way north through the state until we have executive power, and then we change everything. You know, I was gonna do this, but I forgot how bad the audio is, and I don't have my Bose stereo, so I'll probably save this till I have my Bose this next week in Dallas, and then I'll teach it to you in Dallas. And then just so you guys know, next week I'm gonna have to break off for 3 or 4 days to lay out transparency, the new system of how we keep order in America. We no longer need law enforcement or police. We need to replace them. There's still a number you can call for help, but the help that shows up is adequately trained and brings transparency more than just authoritarianism, pain, anguish, fear, terror, torture, dungeons, strip searching. You know, you get more of a service than that from the new system called transparency. So, you know, and, you know, this place called me tonight and wanted me to go on their radio show, so I went on. But I have some real big stipulations now with the media when I'll do their shows, that I'm not gonna sit on a round table full of people and listen to other people's ideas, because I don't care what their ideas are. I know exactly what needs to be done, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do exactly what needs to be done, and there's not going to be negotiating about that. We're going to do what's going to be right for the people. So this system right now, the system we have now, right now in America, will not work. It will never work. It creates victims of the state that make them like me. And just so you know, I talked about this earlier with my legal partners. We went out to dinner for the first time. It was great. It was great to go out to dinner, to a nice dinner. It was really good. And we went to Papacitos here in Houston, and it was great. Food was great. But I haven't done that in a long time, and then I had to jump onto this radio show. And, you know, I made some real strong stipulations with the people on the radio show that I would not sit on a panel and listen to people say things that would be against what the movement forward is about. I'm not going to listen to things that are just ridiculous. I'm not going to sit on a panel and listen to someone say stupid things. I just can't do it. It's almost impossible. You know, we don't want the violence anymore. We don't want it. We don't want to be victims of the state. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's too hard of a. I don't want it to give any one person absolute power over another person. I mean, that just shouldn't be done. It just shouldn't be done. I mean, unless you are an absolute crazy freakazoid that won't stop being a violent pedophile, then we don't need to treat you as though you're scum. And if anybody's been through the booking process of a big jail or even a small jail, you know how inhumane you're treated, like you're cattle, you're branded. It's just too much. So we have to focus on the change. We have to focus on the change. Yo, where are you guys from? Hit the number 1 button. Everybody hit the number 1 button. It's the numeral 1. Hit numeral 1. And let me know where you guys are watching from, just so I kind of have a barometer of where everybody is from. Just hit your number 1 button and then just tell me where you're from. And then hit your like button. Take your finger and go like that and hit the like button. And I get a lot of haters too. So, Youngstown, Ohio. I'm coming home, you guys. I'm coming home. Never in my life did I think I'd live in Ohio. Houston. What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? Ohio. I can't wait to get back to Ohio. It's so crazy. It's my calling. I'm going to Ohio. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Ohio. Indiana's in the house. Dublin, Ireland, Oregon, Ashland, Kentucky, Detroit, Minneapolis, 1KCMO, South Africa, Michigan. Texas is in the house. Canada, hey buddy. Indiana, amazing. Where you guys from? Hit the number 1 button. Let me know where you're from. Chillemax beats Burns by decision. Oh, really? Shemaev, oh, solid fight. I can't wait to watch that, Craig. Thank you so much for telling me that. I can't wait to watch that. Did that already happen? That already happened, that UFC fight? Was that tonight? I went to dinner instead, man. I just wanted to. Connecticut, what's up in the house? Chandler, Arizona. Hey, I'm coming back to Arizona. I'm suing the state of Arizona too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So cool. Now that I know kind of where all you guys are from, you know. So, you know, remember, you guys, I want you guys to remember something. The media is garbage. They're complicit in this scam that takes away our rights, takes away American rights. You can't believe almost any of the media. It's just such trash. The media is so bad. I wish it wasn't true. And I'm one of those people that kind of straddles the line when you talk about conservative and liberal. I have both very strong aspects of both inside of me. And so, you know, but the media is just such trash. And so I did an interview tonight on a radio show, but I told them I would just come in, say my piece, and then I would come back and try to answer any things that couldn't be dispelled when I was gone. And I did exactly that. And I'm going to do exactly that. So they won't be able to change it unless they cut my words, and, you know, because we can't trust any of the media. And you know that. You can email me at DeleteLawZ@gmail.com. DeleteLawZ, that's with a Z, @gmail.com. Email me at DeleteLawZ. What's up, Indiana? How you doing? What's going on? Yeah, I'm moving to Ohio. Beastmaster in the house. What's going on, brother? I'm moving. Beastmaster, I never thought I'd be moving to Ohio, dude. I still supposed to go through Louisiana and Arkansas to go help some people there who are being persecuted, and I probably will. I'll probably go through there. I have limited time before I got to be back for court. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for hitting the like button. And so we did get one cop down, and I was in Ironton for less than 2 weeks, and a cop resigned. So, if we can get a cop to resign every 2 weeks, then this is going to be a hugely successful routing of the corruption. But this corruption there goes all the way up to the top, to the county commissioners, to the judges, to the lawyers, to the prosecutors, to the rehabs. It's the corruption in Ironton is just so bad. And the thing is that I talked to a guy today, and maybe I told this story before. No, I didn't, because I talked to him today during the day. And this guy down in Florida, or in Georgia, in DeKalb County, he told me his story. And so we're probably going to sue on his behalf. We're going to help him sue. Because what happened to him is just so wrong. You have no idea. I mean, I'll play his whole story. I'll put it right out on the internet. He said it was okay. And I think that shining the light of transparency on what's going on with him down in DeKalb County. Hey, you coppers down in DeKalb County, guess what? Georgia. I'm about to release a video that's going to expose you guys big time, big time. DeKalb County, Georgia. If anybody knows anybody down in Georgia, tell them that I'm about to drop a video about what happened in DeKalb County, Georgia, and how the sheriff's department are persecuting, harassing. Oh, the big one, ready for this? You guys remember we went over Thompson versus Clark, and the audio was pretty good because of the current recordings, but this one is no good. He can sue on wrongful prosecution now because he was found not guilty. It's really a sad story. Does anybody know about DeKalb County, Georgia? Does anybody know about DeKalb County, Georgia? Does anybody have any friends in Georgia? Because the next lawsuit, well, I still got to go to Mississippi to sue that guy in Mississippi. I don't have to go to Mississippi, but I want to go to Mississippi because I want to see him be served. I want to see that guy get served. T Nathan from the TikTok thing. I want to watch him be served. I want to see him be served his summons where he has to go to federal district court because I'm suing him. I want to see it happen. So I have to go to Mississippi, unfortunately, because I want to be there when he gets served. Oh, you're in central Mississippi? So look up where T Nathan is in jail or in prison, and T Nathan is the TikToker. And I'm suing him in Mississippi, and I'm also suing that piece of shit, I Speak 1906 and Jolly Ginger in Mississippi as well. They can know where I'm suing them because that's where I'm suing you guys. I mean, I don't think they're gonna watch this, but I wanna see the service. I wanna see the service. I wanna watch it happen. I wanna see it with my own two eyes. I wanna watch the piece of paper go in that piece of garbage hand, because, as I was telling you guys earlier, I think I have it right here. There's nothing quite like seeing the look on someone's face when they get a United States Federal District Court indictment and they have to go to court and it's got their name on it. That to me is just, and this one of course is Pam Wagner's, who I told her when I came to town, I'm coming to sue you, Pam. And then that silly girl decided to just push the issue and see how far I would go. Let me see if I can go like that. Yeah. And then here's Spool Jerix. Here's Spooge Jerix. Sorry about that. Oh, that's Pam's. I got the spooges up there on the bed. I got all the papers laid out. Thank you. I appreciate it, Trent. I appreciate it, man. It's just a simple matter of being unrelenting and just, and then a lot of education. I've had to learn a lot as I've been going along. Trying to fix that bad chicken. Oof, look at that. What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? Yeah, I'm gonna go. No, my phone is still secure. My phone is still locked. DeLong is out. DeLong is out of jail. He got out of jail the next day. I think that I announced that earlier, that DeLong is gone. DeLong is out. DeLong is a free man again. He's out of jail. Oh, I don't look sad, do I? Probably just look tired. I probably just need some sleep. Probably just need a good night's sleep. So that's all I need. Listen, you know, the only way that we're going to take our power back, the only way, truly, is if we change this system. And the only way that we're going to change the system is by one of us getting executive power. And fortunately for all of us, I don't have anything in my past. I said something funny today to Bobby, my law partner. I said to him, you know, I don't have any skeletons in my closet that I wouldn't take out and dance around with and explain to everybody what this skeleton is, because I haven't done anything that bad in my life. So once you get to that point and you accept who you are and what you are, then there's nothing in my past I won't go, yeah, I did that. I own that. That's what I did. I was really young and dumb and I shouldn't have done that. And everybody has something that you dig up and they go, oh man, I'm sorry. I was so stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But nothing that's too terrible. Nothing that's too bad. You know, there's nothing there that would disqualify me from leading in any way, shape, or form. You know, and those of course are rape or child pedophilia or abuse. You know, you lock someone up and abuse them, you know, things like that. But no, I've never done anything like that. So that means that, you know, and people will try to say things about me, like my fake criminal record that I've told you guys about a few times. And it's like, man, I'm going to be running for governor when I get my Ohio residency. So you're going to find out every single thing about me. There's just no way I'm going to be able to hide anything in the digital era. You know, there's so many internet sleuths. They can find every detail of everything you've ever done in your life if you've been on video and you were a late stage Gen X born person. So I just don't have anything in my past that is so embarrassing for me that I wouldn't talk about it out loud. You know, I wouldn't. There's nothing. You know? I thought about that today, and then as I was walking along, I was thinking about every single bad thing thanks for the super chat, man. I was thinking about every single bad thing I would ever have to talk about out loud, and I kind of just laughed because I look back and I go, man, you're so far from where you were in life. And that's, I think, is the most important part. Do you watch your metric? Do you look back at 2013, at 2014, at 2015, at 2016, where you were as a person with being honest? There's the first one, right? The number one problem everybody in America and everybody in the world has is what? Lying. People lie all the time, and they say these tiny little lies to try to help themselves and protect their ego. But the truth is, the truth is more brilliant than the lie you told. That, no, I haven't left my apartment yet. I'm not on my way. I know I said I was going to be, but I'm not. I'm still getting ready to leave my apartment. I'm not there yet. I'm not in my car yet, right? But what do we say? I'm in my car. I'm on my way. I'm on the road. I'm driving. But you're lying. And so essentially, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're accepting the rough edges. You're accepting the rough edges that is your ego leading, because you can't be honest with the person and say, no, I haven't got out of the bathroom yet, but I'm trying to get out of here. And so, you know, I learned this, and I talk about this all the time. I listened to Jordan Peterson one time. They said, what's the hardest thing you have? And he says, not lying. And so when you hear that from the number one psychologist in the world, whether you love him or hate him, he's a brilliant mind. And so you start to go, well, if he has a hard time not telling fish stories, do I have a hard time not telling fish stories? One time I got in a fight and I beat up 7 guys. Is that true? No. Could 7 guys beat you up? Yeah, 7 guys could beat you up. If they have any kind of skill, they'll beat you up. So it's just not true, you know? And maybe you beat up 2 guys at the same time, and that was pretty miraculous. Man, you were super tough. You beat up 2 human men, right? I mean, that's not that great, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, you know, but that turns into 7 for your ego. But the truth is pretty miraculous. I got in a fight and I won. Wow, that's a pretty amazing story too. You didn't have to fight 7 men. Do you see? Do you see? So that's the thing is you're always battling yourself. You're always battling yourself to the best you can be. How honest can I be with someone? How honest can I be? Can I look at her and just say, here's what I really want out of this. This is what I really want out of this relationship. And just tell that other person what you want. For me, it's a girl, obviously. For you, it's a boy. Or maybe, well, I don't care what you like. But you see what I'm saying? Can you be honest? Because some people want to be playboys. Some people want to run around and date 20 different women or 20 different men. Can you just tell them, I want to be a playboy. I want you to be one of my things. I really think you're attractive and I want to be with you. But I don't want to have a commitment and I want to be able to go do what I want to. Can you actually say that to the other person? Can you just be honest? Instead of having a girlfriend or a boyfriend and then running around and screwing anybody you want anyway. Because then you're lying to them and to yourself and to everybody else. So, I had to get there myself in life. We all have to get there. Where you face your honesty, your truth. What's your passion? What do you really want to be, do, accomplish? What's your dream? What are you doing to achieve it? How many steps have you taken today to learn more about the law, about your rights? How far have you gone? Did you go back and watch those civil rights lawsuits and figure out how to file your own? Get it 95% done, or actually 70% done, or whatever, and then contact someone who knows a little bit? Because you all have one. Everybody has a video they're hiding. Someone does. It doesn't matter if that's what your goal is, that's what your dream is, and hopefully you haven't been assaulted by the police, and you haven't been abused, you haven't been cheated. And so then I ask, what have you done? I got a friend, one of my best friends, he got out of prison. I'm from a real small town. 100 people in my graduating class. And so when my friend got out of prison, I said, how many things are you learning today? Did you learn 5 things about what you're most passionate about? Did you learn 5 things about what you're most passionate about? I don't care if you want to be a nuclear scientist. Did you learn 5 things about nuclear science today? What did you learn today to make you better, to make you smarter? Because if you just sit around and play darts all day, you're not going to grow your mind. Your mind won't grow. You have to learn new information at all times. You have to take in new data all times. New data, new information. Or you're a stick in the mud and you won't be able to learn, and you'll get frozen in that ideology that margarine is good for you. That low-fat yogurt, low-fat things are good for you, when they're not. They're not. They substitute those things with sugar. They're terrible for you. Everything that says low-fat is added sugar. But if you were a boomer, then you were taught that margarine was better for you than butter. Did you learn that? Or did you stop learning and forget that new information about science comes out every day, about law every day? So we get better together if you get the most educated you can in whatever field it is. Maybe you need to learn more English. Maybe you need to learn how to master the English language. Maybe you need to learn how to master math, science. Maybe you need to learn a math, an English, or a science, because that will well round your brain so that you learn logic. We get better if you get better. That's with the new system of transparency. We work on the people in this country. We work on the people in this country through transparency. We help the people instead of punishing people or putting them through this program and that program that lines the pockets of the bigwigs or the brass of the town. And it's that way through all of America. Ironton's just a small town, so you can see it plain as day. But we have to get to the point where you have to be better. You have to be the best you can be by educating yourself continuously and never, ever, ever stopping. You have to learn everything you can and never stop learning. The phone you're watching this on right now is a supercomputer. South Carolina versus Edwards, the sound's not very good. That doesn't mean you can't listen to it. It's on Oyez.org. It's right here. There's the web address right there. Oyez.org, South Carolina versus Edwards. You could listen to it yourself and learn about your right to protest. It's all audio, and they highlight the words for you. So, and I mean, are we past these dorks yet? Do you see what I'm saying? These people are status quo. We're change. We're the most powerful force on earth. Do you want to know why? Because change is inevitable. Change is coming, whether you like it or not. Change is coming. You can't stop change. That's why we are change. We're the most powerful agent on earth because we are always coming, always. Change is always coming, no matter what. It's always changing. So it's going to change. These people who are not for change are just, they're not worth your time. They're not worth your effort. The people who send me emails that say, hey, I want you to debate this person or you know, can you talk about this? I literally tell them to go themselves. I tell them, you are a bootlicker, go yourself. I don't want anything to do with you. Literally, I tell them off on my phone. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to build a bridge with you. I don't agree with this police system, with this prison state system, with this death system. I don't agree with it. And I won't tolerate it. And I'm going to change it. And I'm going to be the tip of the spear. And the spear matters. You're the spear. The weight of the spear powers the tip through the beast. I don't mind being the tip of the spear, but you are the power. You are the people. Listen, all of the ideas, all of the concepts that I have, that I've put on paper, they're going to start to materialize now. I'm going to be leaving Houston in the next couple days. Then we'll be filing a lawsuit in Dallas for Oyez, a federal civil rights lawsuit in 1983, U.S. Code 42. We'll be filing for Oyez. And then I'm going to lay out transparency for you guys, and I'm going to show you the new system that is leaps and bounds better than the system we have now. How's everybody doing? Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm so glad everybody came. Thanks. It's Saturday night. I don't do anything but work. I do nothing but work. I'm dying to find a little filly who's just as dedicated to the law as me, so we can have babies and we can have lots of legal minds. Just populate them. But see, the thing is, though, is if I had kids right now, CPS would try to take my kids right now to try to say I'm a bad father in some way. That's what they would do to try to get me to lose my focus on what I'm doing. I was talking to my law partners tonight at dinner, and we talked about that. If I did have kids or a wife right now, the powers that be that don't want the change to happen, there's a very good chance they would sic CPS on my children and try to take my children out of my home if I had kids, but I don't. I mean, the CPS is a disgusting organization that hasn't helped. It's hurt people more than it's helped. There are kids who are badly abused that need a guardian ad litem, but it's not set up properly. It's terrible. The people who, if you have a little sway with the influence with the judges and the people who work in CPS, you can get away with murder. And I've seen that, and I have 2 different stories of testimony that is just disgusting. So, you know, we can't stop. I mean, I say it all the time, but I don't even mean to. We can't, I mean, we don't stop. Like, that's just like, it's just the way it is. We absolutely cannot stop until we win this fight. And we change things, because this is dog poo. And I don't mean to be a negative Nancy here. Wah. But this isn't good, and we can't allow this for our children, and we can't allow this for their children, and we can't allow this for their children. When we have a Bill of Rights and justice system that should be set up properly, but it's not, because of greed and because of no transparency on the previous court cases. That's why. No transparency. You know, why can't you film inside of a federal court? If it's your trial, why can't you film it? Okay, if there's jurors in there, okay, fine. Why can't you film and not film the jurors' faces? Why can't you film from the jurors' point of view? The camera goes in front of the jurors facing outwards. Why can't we do that? Because without the camera, then we don't have any transparency. Without transparency, we don't have any justice. And I talked about this earlier on the radio show. The Fraternal Order of Police, they have funded ex-cops to run for legislative positions on the state legislature or the state senate, and then they input a bill that says that the body cam belongs to the police agency and not to the people. And that if the cops kill someone and it's on body cam, it's up to the police agency to release the body cam or not. How in the world is that moving into the digital era to our benefit? It's not. It's just preposterous. That's ridiculously stupid. That doesn't make any sense at all. We have the body cam so that we have transparency, not so that John Kavanaugh in Arizona can write SB 1300 in the Arizona Senate and then try to pass HB 2319. And what that says is that exactly what I just said, that if the cops shoot and kill someone, and even if it's a matter of public interest, the police department that had the body cam wearer will be the decider of whether or not they're going to share the body cam. What the is that? What is that? How's that American? That's not American. We have the body cams for transparency. I'm triggered. But it's preposterous. It's preposterous. It really is preposterous, isn't it? That and then you think you're voting in a cop because all the boomers think cops are, well, some of the boomers, because most of the boomers don't, but enough of the people who vote think that cops are good people, so they vote these cops in the legislature, and their whole goal is to get the bill in there that protects the camera from being transparent to the people. Well, I can tell you what they're doing in the tri-state area. They're taking your ID. In Ironton, they're taking your actual driver's license. They're taking your driver's license, your registration. You're taking your actual card that you give to them. They're putting it in their pocket, and they're not giving it back. I wonder how many people in Ironton had their ID stolen from them. I wonder how many people. One second. I'm in a hotel, so I always just want to make sure that I'm safe. Just make sure that I keep myself abreast, because the hotels are where all the shady shit happens, you know? So you just got to watch your back. Yeah, so what was I just saying? I started off by explaining to you guys, oh, so they take your driver's license, right? And this is going on, I wonder how many people, you know, my videos are always pretty long, and so I just wonder how many people in Ironton and in the tri-state area have had their driver's license or their materials taken away from them, and then they weren't returned by the police. How many people in the area had those? Anybody? Anybody? How many people had those, do you think? Oh, they took your driver's license? They took your DL? That sucks, man. That totally sucks. How long ago did they take your driver's license? So they took away your driver's license, they put it in their pocket, and they just walked away? Wow. How long ago was that? How long ago did they take your driver's license and just leave and not give you your driver's license back? Yeah, so it seems to be the MO of the tri-state area. What the police do in that area is when they say license and registration, proof of insurance, what they're doing is they're taking your license and they put it in their pocket, and then they don't give your license back to you. And then that causes you a lot of heartache and dealing. And then they go back to the cop and they go, hey, you have my driver's license. They go, no, I don't. And then you have to prove that he has your driver's license, which by then you need a driver's license to do anything. And so the cops in Ironton are stealing people's driver's license. And I've got dozens and dozens of people who told me this, not just one or two, quite a few people have told me that the police in Ironton are taking their IDs and their registration and their insurance. As a matter of fact, I think Tim Lyons told me that they took his ID and kept it. I think Tim Lyons of the Sarah Page story, I think that he can attest to what I'm telling you, that they took his driver's license. And they didn't give it back. And they didn't give it back. Oh, it's 11:36. I want to get to the store by midnight. They stole my parents' house. They stole from my parents' house. I'm not surprised at all. And then anybody else have stories about Grover Carter? I want more stories about Grover Carter. Oh, I don't know what you said, but Beastmaster timed you out, man. I don't know what you said. You must have said something. You must have said something. I've known Beastmaster since last year. He's a supporter. I appreciate Beast. Thanks, dude. You know. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to fight for our rights. You know, and just so you guys know, this isn't a fight that I expect to win and be done by the time that I'm dead. I expect the kids who are watching, the Gen Z, the people who follow me on Instagram, who are young people, who are high school people, that, you know, I send them a DM and I say, hey, do you have anything you want to tell me? Because I'm trying to find if there's any more victims of being texted by police officers on the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department or on the Ironton Police Department. And they, you know, two of the three girls so far have written me back and said, no, I just follow you because I believe in what you're doing. And then I say, thank you. And that's it. You know, but I check in. I just want to make sure that if someone has something they want to tell me, that they can reach out to me. You don't have to reach out to me through any specific platform. Just get my attention if you have a story, and especially if you have a video or if you have text message receipts of inappropriate text messages or anything like that, you know. You know, I'm just going to keep suing them, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep on filing lawsuits. Do I subscribe to Satanism? Are you nuts, dude? I believe in God. What are you talking about, man? Do I subscribe to Satanism? I mean, you probably just got to go to timeout, dude. Like, I mean, like, that's just not what I do, man. You know, I'm not going to go into a big God thing, but I don't believe, I don't worship Satan. No, I don't. It's ridiculous. You know, I don't see how you could worship Satan and care for people, you know, as deeply as I do. You know, I just don't think it's possible. I think the idea of Satanism is that, you know, you could only be hedonistic and only care about yourself. And so, you know, all I do is, I don't have any denomination. I don't go with Mormonism or Catholic or Christian or Buddhist or Muslim or any of that stuff. I just go by straight God. That's what I go by. And that's all I go by. You can go by Jesus all you want. You can go by Muhammad. You guys can pray to anybody you want. I just pray to God. That's all I do. Just one magnificent God who made everything, and that's it. And that's all I think about. I don't think about anything else. God is love, and that's it. That's it. There's no more to it for me. So that's it. That's just how I feel, you know. And I found God myself in 2018. And so, you know, that for me was my defining moment and my crossover. And I was an atheist, and I'm just not anymore. You know, I pray to God. I prayed to God today, you know, because I need help and forgiveness, because I'm flawed, you know. I'm not perfect, and neither are you. That's as deep as I want to go on God. So anyway, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, listen, I've been on here for 45 minutes, and the store closes in 20. So I'm going to walk to the store and go get my chocolate. I do some chocolate every night. And, you know, I'll tell you this, though. One thing's for sure. We don't stop. We don't stop under any circumstances. I'll keep coming on here so I can bring my big brass band wherever we go. And we will keep rooting out corruption. And I will turn this camera on if I run into any cops on the street here in Houston. I have more lawsuits to file, so I can't go to jail right now. I can't take the 3 days out and then have to sue that department because they probably arrest me the wrong way. And so I don't want to have to take the time to sue them, you know. But I do want to say thank you to all of you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys helping me cover the bill for a couple people came in big really big. And I don't want to call anybody's name out, but I just want to say thank you to those of you who did come in super big and help me, because it was just too big of a bill, but I committed to it before we had it, because we have to sue these people. They have to be sued properly till the end, until we win. We fight the fight until the fight is won. We fight the fight until the fight is won. And we don't stop. And we don't stop fighting. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. We never stop. We don't stop fighting ever. Never. Listen to me. I will be governor of the great state of Ohio. I will be the governor of the great state of Ohio. The next governor coming in, I feel bad for you, brother. I'm going to be all over you, dude. I don't care who it is. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I'm going to destroy you, man. I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to go after you everywhere you are. And I'm going to win in 2026 because we need new leadership. It'll take me 3 years to canvass all of Ohio to show that there's corruption at every level. And I'm going to do just that with my camera right here and my big brass band, and we're going to come marching down the street screaming one thing: we don't stop. I'm out of here. God bless you guys. God bless the United States. And we fight on. We don't stop.